If you have a spouse in another country and you don't visit that country often, and you get married, it's difficult for him to be approved to
Well,
come to the U.S.
I think if you don't, visit your spouse, there's other ways to prove a relationship. Maybe you talk to him every day on the phone. Maybe you send letters back and forth. But certainly visiting your spouse is probably the best way to prove that it's a real relationship. I mean, if you love somebody, you're going to go visit them, right?
Okay, I do understand. I do understand, but it's a lot cheaper to talk on the phone than to travel by air.
I understand. Love is a costly matter. Love costs money, and but certainly there's other ways to prove it's a real relationship. That doesn't mean you have to go visit him every week, but certainly, let's say you get married to him, and you file a visa petition for him. It's going to take 9 or 10 months to come through. I'm sure over that 9 or 10 months, maybe you will have visited him once. But if you can also prove, besides the one visit, that you talk on the phone a lot, you send letters back and forth, emails. Even if you use phone cards, save your phone cards, and then you call the phone card company up after, and they will send you a list of the numbers that you called. You have to prove a real relationship.
Okay, well, if you have a particular Verizon, I should say, and you have a international calling with them, and you use that every day, is that enough proof?
If you speak to your husband every day, I think that's. I mean, it depends on the officer, but I would say if you speak to the man every day, that's good proof that you're in a real relationship with him.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot.
All right.
You cleared it up for me.
Okay, good luck.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, 1-800-5. Oh, how do I?
Okay, now let's see. I'm 48 years old, but when I was 17, 18, I got arrested.
Right.
Okay, I've been in this country since I was 6 years old. I'm a green card. When I had got arrested, they said it was for possession of marijuana. I didn't have any marijuana. To make a long story short, the time I was in college.
You had possession of marijuana, and what happened? Hello?
Right, but that's not what they charged me with.
What they charge you with?
They charged me with, what is that? Disorderly conduct.
Right. Well, that's better than possession of marijuana, disorderly conduct.
Well, you know something? They're both bad because you don't want to have both, because then people think you can't behave yourself.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If I had the choice, okay, between pleading guilty to possession of marijuana or pleading guilty to a disorderly conduct, I would plead guilty to a disorderly conduct 100 times out of 100. The reason is disorderly conduct is not a crime. Disorderly conduct is a violation. Possession of marijuana is a crime.
Okay, so that's what I was charged with, like I said.
That's what you were
put in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right. How long ago was that?
Okay. That was 30 years ago.
Okay,
so 48.
Okay.
It happened when I was 17, 18.
Okay.
So I want to put in for my citizenship.
Assuming you've been a good person for the last 30 years, which it sounds like you have been, and you pay your taxes and you know how to read and write English, I don't see any reason why you won't become a citizen.
Oh, okay.
All right. I think you.
Application.
Yeah, it says, have you ever been arrested? The answer is yes, and then you put down disorderly conduct in whatever year it was, and you have to get a disposition for it. But it's not a crime; it's a violation, and it's not going to prevent you from becoming a citizen. A, it happened beyond the 5 years that you need to prove good moral character. B, it's not even a deportable offense. As I said, it's a violation. It's like a violation's like driving through a stop sign.
Yeah, I have a daughter. She's 22 years old right now.
Right.
I got my citizenship before she gets 18.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a citizen to me? Have I tried that?
Does she had a green card before she was 18?
Yes.
And did she live with you?
Yes.
In your custody, she lived with you?
Yes.
How old is she now?
22 right now.
Yeah, she's a citizen.
Okay, so what I have to do right now?
You can bring her green card and proof that, and her birth certificate and your citizenship, and proof that she resided with you in your custody prior to her 18th birthday to the post office, fill out the passport application, and get a U.S. passport.
Hi, Brad. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I have married before, and me and my wife have divorced, and I have my green card now, so she is here, and we have a kid together. So I was wondering if anywhere they could get their papers, because she and my kid don't have their papers.
But
I have marriage.
but you divorced from her.
Yes.
Okay. But she would have to, presumably she would have to fall in love and marry somebody to get a green card if she's overstayed and she's not 245I eligible or anything else.
Well, because she never remarried or anything, so I was wondering if anything could be done for her and the kid to get the papers.
Well, is it your child?
Yes, it's my child.
And did you get your papers?
Yeah, I get my green card through another marriage.
Okay, well.
Legally married.
Okay, so how old is the kid? Let's talk about the kid.
She's 13 years now.
Okay, so let your wife file for your current wife file for the 13-year-old as a stepchild.
But we have a kid with this prior marriage already, so this wouldn't be a problem?
No, you're allowed to have children with two different women.
Yes. So
all right, come make an appointment to come see me. Okay, certainly your daughter can be helped very easily. I'm not sure about your wife. Would have to make an appointment separately, or your ex-wife, excuse me, would have to make an appointment separately to come in and see what her options are. But for your 13-year-old daughter, your current wife should be filing for her right now.
My brother has a son in Jamaica. He's going to be 21
Mm-hmm.
and he started filing for him.
When did he?
In other words, I'm sorry, he didn't.
He did not start filing for him.
No.
Okay.
Let's go about filing for.
For a brother.
Yes.
Okay.
My brother filing for his son.
Oh, for his son. How old is his son?
His son, I think, would be 21 this year.
Okay, and your brother's a resident or a citizen?
He's a citizen.
Okay, he better get the application filed before the son turns 21, because once the son turns 21, the son's going to be waiting about 5 years. If he gets the application in before he turns 21, the son will be here in about 9 months. So it's really, it doesn't matter. As long as the application's filed before 21, it doesn't matter that the son gets here after 21, because they have something called the Child Status Protection Act. But once your application is filed prior to the 21st birthday, you stay under 21 for life, no matter how long it takes. And it's only going to take about 6-9 months for an underage child than an overage child. An overage child's going to take a long time. So
He recently got married. Does it mean his wife need to be on the petition as well?
no, he can do it on his own. All right, but he makes sure he gets it filed prior to his 21st birthday. That's the key thing. And you file an I-130 visa petition. But if he's not sure what to do or how to do it, especially if he was never married to the mother of the son, he's going to need the help of a lawyer, because you have to prove not only you're the biological father, but you also have to prove that you had a parent-child relationship between birth and 18.
Yeah, he has lots of that.
Okay, but he's going to have to prove it. So if he can handle it, by all means handle it. But if you're not sure, give me a call. Let me give you the number. All right, and because you want to make sure it's done before he's 21, and the number is 1-800
522
0804. You got it. You got it.
Right.
You got it.
I said two questions.
Yes.
The other, I'm trying to file for my mother. How do I go about doing
It's
that?
the same I-130 visa petition.
Oh, okay. And then she, in turn, once she becomes a citizen, can file for my sisters and brothers. Would that be easier?
Yes, but
Me filing for them?
I would file separately for your brothers and sisters now, and when your mother comes up, she should file for the unmarried ones, and whichever comes first, because I don't know how long a brother-sister is going to take versus how long a mother filing for an overage child is going to take. Either way, it's going to take a long time. So I would put something in for your brothers and sisters now, too.
Okay.
I'm doing okay. I'm just concerned with my daughter's mom. When we lived together, she was caught in Boston at the airport,
Mm-hmm.
and she was supposed to go back there for.
What do you mean? What do you mean? But what do you mean she was caught at the airport? She came in with a fraudulent document. Is that what you're saying?
Actually, she had a legit document. She had a prior marriage, and she tried to break away from the marriage to come here, but she was held at the airport.
Okay. Why did they hold her? Did she not have a legitimate visa? In other words, they don't hold you because you're running away from a husband. They hold you because you have something wrong with your travel document.
Exactly, precisely, yeah.
Okay.
But then she was supposed to return for a hearing. She didn't show up. Now you're contemplating getting married, but I need to know if there's going to be a problem.
Well, there's a warrant out for her arrest. Now, there's two things you can do. She was found inadmissible. If you marry an American citizen, if she was paroled into the United States, she is eligible to adjust her status, except she's going to need to file a waiver to overcome the removal order. If the waiver is approved, she will get a green card. If the waiver is not approved, they're going to hold her and literally deport her. Now, the other alternative is if she had an in absentia order, which is basically what you're saying. An in absentia order is she didn't show up to the interview, to the court date. If she has an in absentia order and she didn't show up to the court date, the other thing you can do is try to figure out whose fault it is. If it's her fault because she purposely did not show up, then the only thing you can do is marry her, file the adjustment, the waiver, keep your fingers crossed. If, on the other hand, and we're talking about inadmissibility, because there's people who've been ordered deported and didn't show up, and this wouldn't apply. This only applies. I'm talking about people who come into the airport and get stopped. The alternative would be to see if the problem why she didn't show up was not her fault, it was immigration's fault. Maybe they mailed her the notice to the wrong address or they gave her the wrong information. Then they violated her rights. Then you can reopen that case, and she would not necessarily need a waiver unless she committed some sort of fraud at the airport and try to do her green card through the judge.
Okay.
All right, but is it possible? Absolutely. Do you need a good lawyer? Absolutely. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a immigration question.
Okay.
That I really truly need your honest opinion.
Okay.
About 21 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
my mother, she was living here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
She was sponsored by her employer.
Mm-hmm.
She got a letter to go home to pick up her green card.
Mm-hmm.
When she got home, she did her physical, she did the fingerprint, and then she went in for the interview. However, they did not give her the green card based on, they said that she committed visa fraud or...
That she came to work and not to visit?
I guess so.
Yeah, because what they were doing in the past, which they still do, because you hear me sometimes say don't do anything for 90 days when you come up. If you got sponsored in a job and you indicate that you began working within the first 60 or 90 days of entering the U.S., they're going to say you lied. You said you were coming to visit when you were coming to work. And that's probably what happened. And now your question probably is, can you turn around and file for her?
Well,
And that answer would be no, because she needs to get a waiver.
Well, what the letter that they gave her 21 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
it says that she's not eligible for any waiver. She's not.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. She's only eligible for a waiver if she marries an American citizen or permanent resident, or if she has a child who's a citizen or resident and that child's under 21.
Okay.
The only time you become eligible for a waiver.
Okay, so then there's nothing because she went.
There's nothing if they said fraud. There's nothing you can do short of arguing she didn't commit fraud. But I would tell you that it would be really, really difficult for them to change their mind 21 years after the fact.